News18's Rahul Shiv Shankar spoke exclusively to President of India Foundation Ram Madhav on the Supreme Court's verdict on Article 370. Mr. Madhav said that for complete integration, removing Article 370 was necessary. Listen in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Mr. Ram Madhav. He needs no introduction. He was one of the architects of the coalition experiment between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the PDP a few years ago. He also has, of course, deep knowledge of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, now the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Let me begin by asking you, Mr. Ram Madhav, what does the verdict mean for the Union of India and its relationship with Kashmir, sir?
The effort of the government when it decided to revoke Article 370, abrogate Article 370, was to complete the process of integration of the state of Jammu and Kashmir full and final. Complete integration process needed to be completed. Article 370 was coming in the way. And from our experience, just as you mentioned a little while ago, we were there in the government also for 3 years in the state. From our direct experience of governance also, we realized that this Article 370 was the root cause of all the trouble that we were facing in the state. In terms of the peace in the state, in terms of development, governance, as well as broader, greater national unity. Article 370 was coming in the way. This was our direct experience. I mean, thankfully, we were there in the power for 3 years. We realized how deep-rooted the tentacles of these 370 became in 70 years. So today, Government of India, when it decided 4 years ago, the idea was that we should now strengthen national unity, bring lasting peace in the state. Now, Supreme Court has given its approval to it, which is, of course, a wonderful thing. And the whole country is welcoming it. I didn't see any major voices of dissent. Everybody welcomed this decision.
Let me ask you, how will the verdict have a transformational impact on the state, Mr. Ram Madhav?
Oh, see, already there has been a lot of change in the thinking of the people of the state, especially when we talk about the state, it's actually a union territory. We're talking about the people in the valley especially, because that is where the problem lied for many, many decades, right from the beginning, because of Article 370. When we abrogated it in 2019, in fact, the opposition said it on the floor of the House, there would be a bloodbath on the streets of Srinagar. This was the statement of one of the leaders. Of course, he is no longer with the Congress. But we have seen in the last 4 years, no violence, no great opposition to this intended change, or the change that was affected to the state's administration, functioning, and the constitutional status. I think the people of Kashmir now want to start a fresh life in terms of their political identity, political existence, and they lived under the shadow of Article 370 for 7 decades. They'd seen it. Now they want to see life under no Article 370. That has been the experience in the last 4 years for us whenever we interacted with people of Kashmir. So I think that people of Kashmir have largely welcomed it with the hope that, as Prime Minister said today, the hope was for peace, the hope was for better governance, and the hope was for development. On that front, last 4 years have been a remarkable period in terms of these three agenda items.
The NDA has promised to conduct elections in the state. It has revealed this to the Supreme Court. Do you think Kashmir is ready for them?
Supreme Court wants the elections to be held before September 2024. I mean, definitely, I think the people concerned in this case, particularly Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Home Minister, Election Commission of India, security agencies, all of them will come together and see if the suggestion of the Supreme Court can be implemented, because in any case, we have to conduct parliament elections in April, May 2024, right? Jammu Kashmir has got 6 seats. I mean, the UT of Jammu and Kashmir has 5 seats. Their elections anyway will take place. That will give us some idea as to how enthusiastically people of Jammu and Kashmir would be, or freely they would be willing to take part in the elections. And maybe after that, there will an appropriate decision will be taken by the stakeholders that I mentioned.
Now, you've also worked in the Northeast. Will this verdict here have a consequence for the rest of federalism? Do, for example, states in the Northeast need to worry? There were apprehensions when originally the decision to abrogate Article 370 was taken in 2019. Large number of Northeastern chief ministers said, our turn next. How do you read that?
No, as far as I know, this point has been clarified several times. Article 370's history is markedly different from that of different sections of 371, 371A to F or G, I think.
Yeah.
These are all totally two different things. There is no reason to compare these two things. Article 370 was coming in the way of greater national integration, national unity, whereas 371 related, all the clauses that are applicable to different states are purely for the administrative purposes, certain developmental reasons, certain special status has been extended to different states in the Northeast. So one should not confuse Article 370 with 371 just because it is coming after 370. I mean, just because we amended 370, now 371's turn will come, that is a very wrong propaganda. And in any case, government has clarified it several times before.
Thank you, Mr. Ram Madhav, for speaking to me. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you.